Happy Wednesday, everybody, and good morning to you. My name is Joe King, and this is your second episode of your weekly Cup of Joe. Thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoyed last week's segment. This week's segment is going to be questions from Kay, one of our former clients, who's asked about dynamic stretching versus static stretching. Which one's better? Do you do longer hold times, more reps? Well, Kay, that's a great question, and I probably need more like 30 minutes to answer it, but I'll do the best I can in 3 minutes. So here we go. So I'm going to try to get this to show as best I possibly can over here. All right. So typically, dynamic stretching is done before you exercise or before you go out and do an activity, say, such as gardening. It's done to loosen up the muscles and to kind of get the blood flowing and try to get things going and just basically loosen the joints up as much as you possibly can. Most of the time, you're going to do anywhere from 10 to 15 repetitions. And the goal is, like I said, is to warm things up, loosen the muscles up, get the blood flowing. So for a dynamic stretch, you can do, say, a basic lunge. So you can just step and lunge, and you can hold on. That's totally fine. Step, kind of lunge forward. Like I said, you'll do about 10 to 15 repetitions on either side. You could advance this to make it a little bit more, to get a little more muscle tissue. You could actually do a step up lunge onto your steps, like your bottom stairs. So it's 6-inch step up here. You can just kind of do a step, lunge. You can squat down a little more, makes it a little more dynamic, get a few more muscles involved. So that kind of will work. All right. You can do a sideways kind of lunge. Kind of open the hips up a little bit more. And of course, we go to both sides. I'm just going to one side so you can see me here. Also, for golfers or for yard work and stuff, it's not raking, hoeing, it's just doing some trunk rotation. Going nice and easy, side to side. You don't have to go fast, you don't have to go hard. Good technique, slow and controlled is fine, with 10 to 15 repetitions. All right, so static stretching, though, on the other hand, is done typically after you exercise or after the activity. And for static stretching, it's good to do it because the blood is already there. The muscles are already warmed up. It's very loose. And now you can physiologically lengthen and try to stretch out those tight muscles. So we hold those stretches for approximately 30 seconds. And you'll do it 3 to 4 times on each leg. So I'm going to show you this one here, and I think I can do this like that. So one of the stretches that you can do, static stretches, sit in a chair, sit anywhere you want to, put your leg out in front of you, sit up in good posture, and lean forward. You can stretch out those tight hamstrings that most people have. All right? We're not trying to touch our toes, just a good posture, going forward, deep breathing, relaxing, no pain. And we do that both legs 3 to 4 times for about 30 seconds. Another good stretch that we can do is we can do a calf stretch. And most people have done this before. You can lean up against the counter or the wall or something like that. Your back leg is out extended, your heels down flat, knees and hips, feet are facing forward. And we can just do a nice static stretch like that. Great. Another stretch that we can do, I'm going to move my screen here, so a little bit better here, is that we can just kind of grab the back of your leg, or actually the ankle, I should say, and pull your knee up to your heel up to your butt, and do a little stretch for the front part of your thigh, your quad there. All right. If that one doesn't work so well for you because you just can't grab it, all right, you can lay on your stomach, and you can use a strap or a towel and grab the ankle and pull back, or you can even use your opposite leg to pull the other one up. And one other stretch that you can do in this position is you can just, that same lunge that we did ahead of time, you can just kind of hold that position. Good upright posture. You can even think about tightening the butt cheek of the leg that is back. All right. Heel can be up off the ground. You can't see mine, but the heel is up off the ground. So that will also stretch the front part of your hip and your thigh as well. So those are all good stretches to do. There's lots of them out there. But like I said, the no pain, no gain theory doesn't work. And we want to deep breathe. We want to relax. And we want to have no pain when we are stretching at all. Okay. So that answers your question. I hope it answered your question, I should say, Kay. And last week's focus was, or last couple weeks, we've been talking about going big, beginning in gratitude. This week's focus is going to be, it's progress, not perfection. So anything we're starting to do, all these new habits we're starting to make, all right, we can't do it 100% all the time, every day. So if you weren't doing any stretching before, and now you're starting to stretch on a daily basis, or try to start on a daily basis, or even an every other day basis. So if you're stretching out 3 or 4 times a week, where before you weren't stretching at all, that's a lot of progress for you. So maybe 5 or 6 days a week is the goal, but for right now, it's progress, not perfection. You got to be happy with it, celebrate the wins that you're stretching 3 to 4 times a week. Before you weren't stretching anything, but maybe you want to get to 6 or 7 times a week. So just think about that. So don't forget to send in your health, wellness, or PT related questions to j.king@ptadvantagepc.com. And we'll see you next time for your weekly Cup of Joe. Thanks. Bye.